All right. It's about university's philosophy and a little bit of the information about the subject. All right. So here, I want to make a pause in this chart because this is really, really important. Um, this is the information that we have for evaluating during this term, okay? As you can see, the term is divided in three parts, okay? It's divided into three parts. We have the first lab, second lab, and the midterm, okay? So the first lab is equal to 30%. Second lab is equal to 30%. And then we have the midterm that is equal to 40%. Some students have the wrong idea and then don't pay attention to the labs. And they say, well, I'm going to get a 10 in the midterm. Yes, you can get a 10, but the midterm is only 40%. Now, if you get 10 in the first lab, if you get 10 in the second lab, then you don't have to worry about the midterm. You have passed the subject. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you are those kind of students that prefer a 6 than a 10. However, it is important to mention labs are really important, okay? And this is the way how I have spread the activities. For example, this week we have a forum. In one of the conversations, they were discussing about it. So the forum is about teaching styles, okay? So what are you gonna do? You're gonna take a quiz in order to identify your teaching style, okay? After you have taken the test, then you go to the forum in Canvas, week 1, and then you write down, okay? Hey guys, good morning or good afternoon, I don't know. This is the result that I got. I am a facilitator. I am, and I have the hybrid style, whatever. And then you describe it, okay? And then you say if you agree or disagree, okay? Because you can just say what you think, no worries. And then what you're gonna do is that you're going to go to the other classmates' results and you're gonna make comments about it. You can say, "Hey, Marco, I really like your result because I think that you are a very outgoing person, and I think that your teaching styles, has to do with your personality, whatever, right?" So you make at least two comments in order to get the 10%. This 10% is 1 point of your lab, okay? As you can see, the first week it's 10%. The second week it's 80%. So this week, this is a big deal. So in the second week, we have a big activity, which is a model class, okay? In here, you have to put all your heart into that activity in order to get a 10, okay? Because it is 8 points of your first lab. Then we have 1 week of vacation. You're not doing anything. Then we have a forum, relax. So we're gonna have a forum, and that's gonna be the end of the first lab. Then in the second part of the term, we're gonna have a 30%. We're gonna have a chart that you're gonna create about classroom culture, and then we're gonna have another video which is about factors that affect learning. Okay, so in this activity, well, in this lab, you're gonna have two chances. So try to put your effort into that, and then we're gonna be okay. And then we're gonna have the midterm. Okay, so these are gonna be the activities for the first term. Now, if you wanna go and if you wanna check all the activities that we're gonna have during the semester, you can easily go to general information, I think, in Canvas. There is a section. Uh, I have uploaded all the activities that I'm gonna have during the year. Well, not during the year, during the semester, because we're just starting. So yeah. So if you want to go and check, you can go. Okay. Is there any question about the evaluation here? Questions about the evaluation? About the percentages? No?
No, I don't, teacher.
Is it clear? Is the information clear?
Yes,
Yes,
everything
sir.
is clear.
Everything is
Yes,
totally
yes,
clear.
it is.
Awesome.
Actually, I do have a question.
Oh, all right. Tell me.
Um, are these activities going to be individually or in groups?
Well, you know what? Some of them are classified as collaborative. Why? Because in the forum, in order to get 1 point, you need to make comments on your classmates' post. That means that it's in group at some point, because if you don't have comments, it means that somebody didn't, you know, get the point or something. Like this morning, I was checking one of the students and he had only one comment. So that means that he had to make another comment on somebody else. So it's collaborative. There are some activities that are collaborative. And at the end of the semester, we're going to have a research that is going to be in groups. So yeah, we're going to have different type of them. Is there any other question? Is there any other question? No?
No.
Okay. So let's move. So teaching styles, right? This is what we have. Teaching style. Why is this important? Hmm. Well, this is extremely important, guys. Since you have decided to study this career, you have to know about teaching styles, okay? That's why we were reflecting on what kind of professional or teacher do you want to be, right? Um, every teacher has different teaching styles. Uh example, I'm gonna talk a little bit about me. What kind of teaching style do I have? I took the test or the quiz that you are gonna take, and according to that quiz, I am a facilitator. However, I would like to be a hybrid. I would like to get a hybrid style, and that's my intention. To mix different teaching styles according to my students' needs. Okay. Now, knowing about your students' needs, it's extremely important. Why? Because if I know how Marco learns, if I know about how Avi learns, if I know about how Giselle learns, then I can blend my activities. You know what I mean? So I can change my teaching style. Teaching style has to do with personality sometimes. So if you are a quiet person, it doesn't mean that you're not gonna be a good teacher. You don't have to be a parrot to be a great teacher. You know what I'm saying? But it has to do with empathy. It has to do with comprehension. It has to do with a lot of things. Remember that we are working with humans. We're not working with robots. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes the homework is not as important as good morning. Sometimes the homework is not as important as asking your students how they feel. So we're gonna be dealing with this, and we're gonna learn different teaching styles. And you're going to take your own weight, okay? Nobody's gonna tell you what teaching style you're gonna have. You're gonna read and you're gonna be aware of the teaching styles, their advantages and disadvantages, and then you're gonna decide, what kind of teacher you wanna be. And there's always room for improvement, okay? So right now, we're gonna read this. I'm gonna ask a volunteer. I'm gonna ask Anibal Ramos. Would you mind reading this?
Okay, what is teaching style? Instructors develop a teaching style based on their beliefs about what constitutes good teaching, personal preference, their abilities, and the norm of the particular discipline. Gracia defines teaching style as a particular pattern of needs, beliefs, and behavior that teachers display in the classroom.
Thanks a lot. Nice pronunciation. Excellent. So it says, what is teaching style? Instructors develop a teaching style based on their beliefs about what constitutes good teaching, personal preferences, their abilities, and the norms of the particular discipline. When they are mentioning discipline, they are referring to the subject, okay? It can be math, science, English, etc., right? Now, Grasha in 1996 defines teaching style as a particular pattern of needs, beliefs, and behaviors that teachers display in the classroom, okay? This guy or this person defines teaching style as a particular pattern of needs and beliefs, okay? And also behaviors. So if you are aware of your students' needs, if you are aware of the beliefs and behaviors, then you're gonna be aware about how to teach. You're gonna be aware of the best way of teaching to your students, you know? And this is a beautiful concept. Now, what happens if your students know everything? Can you imagine entering to a classroom and everybody knows the information that you are pretending to teach? What would you do? What would you do, guys? It's your first day of class and you go to a classroom and then you start teaching and everybody knows the information that you are providing. What would you do? Any idea or comment?
Maybe discuss the information.
Discuss the
Just give like a feedback about the topics or the previous knowledge that they have.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Okay, right now we're gonna watch a video, guys. We're gonna watch a video and we're gonna answer some questions, okay? The first one is this. What teaching style, well, not what teaching style. Maybe the question would be, what would you do if you were the teacher in the video that I will present? What would you do if you were in that scenario? That's question number one. What mistakes did the teacher make? Okay, what mistake did the teacher make in that scenario? Okay, only two questions. I was gonna ask another one, but you don't know about teaching style, so I cannot ask you about that. So watch the video and listen, and then we discuss the two questions that I ask you right now. Okay, so I hope you like it and I hope you learned a lot. Okay.
You can smell fear. Good morning. Thank you. This is History of Art 100. We'll be following Dr. Staunton's syllabus. Any questions so far?
Your name?
Why don't you go first?
Connie Baker.
Catherine Watson, nice to meet you.
Dr. Watson, I presume.
Not yet. And you are?
Giselle Levy.
Giselle. If someone could get the...
Susan Delacourt.
Thank you, Susan Delacourt. From the beginning, man has always had the impulse to create art. Can anyone tell me what this is?
Wounded Bison, Altamira, Spain, about 15,000 BC. Joan Brandwin.
Very good, Joan. Despite the age of these paintings, they are technically very sophisticated.
Because of the shading and the thickness of the lines as it moves over the hump of the bison. Is that right?
Yes, that's exactly right. Next slide. This one you are probably less familiar with. It was discovered by archaeologists in
1879, Lascaux, France, dates back to 10,000 BC, singled out because of the flowing lines depicting the movement of the animal.
Impressive name.
Herd of horses.
I meant yours.
We call her Flicka. Elizabeth Warren. They call me Betty.
Very good. Betty is also correct. Just because something is ancient doesn't mean that it is primitive. For example, next slide, please.
Mycerinus and his queen, 2470 BC. It's a funerary statue of the pharaoh and his queen, originally intended to preserve the pharaoh's soul.
Have any of you taken art history before?
No.
Let's go on slide.
Seated scribe, Egypt, 2400 BC.
Peasant couple plowing, 16th century BC, Egypt. Snake goddess, Minoan, 1600 BC. Corridor fresco, Minoan, 1600 BC. Funeral mass, Mycenaean, 1200.
Could someone please get... Thank you. By a show of hands only, how many of you have read the entire text?
And the suggested supplements.
Long way from Oakland State.
Well, you girls do prepare.
If you've nothing else for us, we could go to independent study.
All right. Very impressive, right?
Yes, it was.
Now we're gonna have a short discussion in groups. So I want you to go to your groups and I want you to discuss about this video. This is a movie called The Mona Lisa's Smile. It's a beautiful movie. If you want to watch it, you can go and find it online. It's a beautiful movie. This was her first day. So imagine how frustrating the situation was. So let's go to the groups and let's discuss about the two questions that I, asked you at the beginning. So I'm gonna mix people right different way. Okay, we got 4. Okay, we're gonna look for another ones. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Another 4. Another 4. Okay, just wait a second. I'm just trying to mix the groups. There it is. There you go. Okay, so we're ready. Let's go.
Provide all the information. Maybe.
Yeah, that was a.
Yeah.
It was too permissive too. She let the students control the class.
Yeah. What I could see
right.
was that what I could see was like she chose that she was nervous. Since that moment, her students found out that she was nervous and she was going to fail, and then they showed that they were a sagacious people. So from now on, they start saying everything that the teacher knows.
The problem with that is that I think, right, is that maybe she should do is
to have a good environment with the students, right? But they must respect you as a teacher because they need to learn from you. But also you have to learn from them. So that could be the mistake that the teacher did with the students. So that's my opinion.
Yeah,
Good opinion.
I will give my one now. So just to say a brief opinion of that, what I
Yeah, maybe she was prepared for teaching the topic to medium student. In
Yeah.
contrast, she found smart students that wanted to show what they know.
Or
will
ask
say
one topic that I don't know
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
class.
All of them have have already written the book, read the book.
Yeah, I will say that at first, if you're new in some school or I don't know, wherever,
Communicates and compares the information. So what about you, Omar?
As my classmates say, Rebecca, I tried to discuss about that because, or you said, I know that it's very frustrated in your first day. You look that all class know about the topic that you're trying to teach them, but that's I think the only thing that you can do is discuss the topic or try to tell in another thing, or how can I help them to understand more about the topic. I don't know. I think that it's very frustrating the first day to happen that.
Yeah, I think it's very frustrating too. And I think, well, we have to make questions and try to see if there is something that they don't know that maybe we could be.
Kaylee and Melanie, ¿por qué no han entrado a una sala de las que están, en las que están discutiendo? ¿Tienen algún problema de conexión o algo? Okay, so we're getting everybody's again. Everybody's back now. Okay, we're just waiting for the rest to come to finish their conversation, and then we can continue. Okay, in 30 seconds, all the groups are gonna be closed, so we're just waiting 30 more seconds because some of the groups are still talking, so I don't want to interrupt.
Okay, teacher.
Thank you, Kaylee. Melanie, I understand. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, so everybody's here now. Now we're gonna continue, right? Now, what what an event, right? Imagine your first day at school and then they throw you to a group that is very advanced. Now, I would like to hear some opinions. I was listening to some of you, but I never heard the first or the answer that I was expecting. Now, what seems to be the main problem in that class? Can somebody tell me so I can maybe I can get the answer that I'm expecting?
I would like to participate in this occasion.
Okay.
Okay, I think that the main mistake in this occasion is that the teacher, in this case the professor, didn't know her students, didn't know the atmosphere that she was going to deal with. I mean, the students from this class were like very intelligent in that area, right? So maybe instead of like teaching in the very first class, she would, like pass like a diagnostic test so that she could know her students in a deep way. And if they, and if she figured out that her students were like in high level, then she would, change the contents, change the techniques, and give, like a higher difficulty to the teaching process.
Okay. Thank you very much for that beautiful participation. Yeah, it's right. Indeed, that's the answer that I was expecting. The first thing you need to do or take, it's, to know your students. If you don't know your students, then it's gonna be, like a present, you don't know what to get. So yeah, the diagnostic tests, they help a lot. They help you to find out what your students know about it, what they don't know, so you get an idea. Now, some experienced teachers, sometimes they don't take, they don't pass or they don't give diagnostic tests to students because just to talk to your students, they kind of make a diagnostic test like that. Maybe it's not that good, but they have an idea, about the type of students they're gonna have. So, but yeah, indeed, a diagnostic test would be very, very useful in that case. And another thing is that those students were really, really smart. I mean, they read the whole information, the whole thing, So it was very, very challenging for the teacher. Plus the teacher was new, So let's continue here. Thank you for participating, guys. Somebody else that wants to give a different point of view or something?
Teacher, my opinion is that the mistake that the teacher did was that she didn't change the methodology, or she didn't change the topic.
Okay.
Because students know a lot about the topic that she has.
Okay.
She had. Okay.
Excellent. And then you're gonna learn here about teaching styles. You're gonna learn why was that, why the scenario was like that. You're gonna learn here because in the USA, in the universities, in higher education, there's one teaching style that is very common, and then you're gonna learn right now. So let's continue. Thank you for participating. Now we're gonna move to here, okay? And I'm gonna read this part. It says, how effective are these 5 teaching styles? So we're gonna study 5 teaching styles, right? And then you're gonna learn, their advantages and disadvantages, and then you can start collecting your own reflection about this teaching style. So it says, throughout the last century, traditional teaching methods have undergone significant changes brought on by social, cultural, and technological developments. In the contemporary classroom, 5 distinct teaching styles have emerged as the primary strategies adopted by modern teachers. The authority style, the delegator style, the facilitator style, the demonstrator style, and the hybrid style. In this article that I got from this page, we will discuss how effective are these 5 teaching styles. So that means that we're going to be learning about them. Remember, we have authority style, the delegator style, the facilitator style, the demonstrator styles, and the hybrid style. Okay. Now, I wouldn't say that one of them is good, and I wouldn't say that one of them is bad. Okay. All of them have their advantages and all of them have their disadvantages. So at the end, what I pretend is that you get your own conclusions. Okay. Remember that these are theories. Okay. And at the end, what is important is that you adequate, okay, your teaching styles to your students' needs. Okay. That is your Bible. Okay. Your students, they are your Bible. Okay. If they need something, then you give them that, you give them what they need. For example, if my students learn by watching videos, I will include videos in my class. If my students learn by reading, I'm going to bring readings. If my students like to talk and participate, then I'm gonna let them participate, okay? So you need to create a balance when you're teaching, okay? So let's move to the teaching styles. And here we have the first one, the authority style. I'm gonna ask Adi Berrios. Would you mind helping me with the reading, Adi?
Of course.
Thank you.
The authority style is primarily used in a lecture or auditorium setting, whereby the teacher will give a lengthy one-way discussion on a pre-assigned topic, whilst students take notes and memorize key pieces of information. Though popular in higher education when there is a large group of students present, the authority or lecture style is less common in the standard classroom setting. This is because the strategy offers little to no students' participation, making it impossible to meet the needs of each individual pupil.
Okay. Excellent, Adi. Beautiful pronunciation.
Thank you.
So here, the authority style is ooh, I have problems with this word, I'm sorry. Primarily used in a lecture or auditorium setting, whereby teacher will give a lengthy one-way discussion on a pre-assigned topic, whilst students take notes. You know the meaning of that word, whilst?
Is the same meaning as while, I think.
Aha, exactly. It's like while, okay? It's like while. Excellent, excellent. I'm just asking because it's not common. So whilst students take notes and memorize key pieces of information. So as you can see, this is like a traditional method, right? In which the teacher is the authority and the teacher is just talking and talking and talking, and interaction, it's not, it's not the star of the class. So this strategy offers little participation, like students, they don't participate that much. So this would be one of the disadvantages, right? That the teacher will be talking and students should be paying attention all the time. And you know that this is a disadvantage because not all of your students are gonna be there listening to you. And it's understandable. Imagine being in a class in which the teacher would be talking and talking and talking and talking all the time. And then you're gonna be there just sitting down and not talking and not participating. I mean, I can't stand that. I don't know if you can do it, but I can't. And this happens in USA universities and also in El Salvador. When you have a large group, then you start talking and talking, explaining grammar rules and all that. So this is not effective, in my opinion, when teaching English. However, sometimes, according to the scenario, according to the resources, then sometimes you have to be like this. So that's what I'm saying. As I was mentioning at the beginning, I wouldn't say that this is bad, but what I'm saying is that you can use it, but in different scenarios, okay? Not all the time. All right, now we're gonna stop here, guys, because my time it's over. So I only have 1 minute. So just to finish the class, because we finish at 6:40, I want you to join the video conference again, okay? This is gonna be the last time, and I'm sorry to bother you, but this is the only way in which we can have interaction and, you know, and talk for now. So I'll see you in 30 seconds, okay?